cardless withdrawals at ATMs, and creating your own streaming digital library from your DVDs. Also a new app to test for infertility in men. All this on WRLWND Radio. Hi there, this is Marcello Sukhdeo. Welcome back to WRLWND Radio. Just a few years ago, DVD was the big thing in watching movies. I remember the days of going shopping for DVDs and even renting at places like Blockbuster. Today we don't have to go through that hassle anymore. We stream our movies, and the pile of DVDs that you've bought years ago are now sitting in a box somewhere in your house. Wouldn't it be cool to have your entire DVD collection available digitally? Like creating your own Netflix app? VUDU is an app that lets you buy or rent movies digitally on your smart TV, phone, or tablet. But recently, it announced that it will now let you create your own personal digital library made from your own DVDs that you have somewhere in storage or on your entertainment center. This does not require you to copy the movie file and then to upload it into an account on VUDU. No, it's done almost instantly, but it comes at a cost. For $2 per movie, you can use your smartphone to convert your DVDs easily by scanning the barcode. And this will unlock the ability to watch that movie on the VUDU app, just as if you bought it directly from VUDU. So for just $2, you get access to that particular movie on all your devices forever through the VUDU app. What it allows you to do as well is, if you like to upgrade the quality, let's say from DVD to HDX, then you can do so again at a cost, which is $5 per movie. I find the $2 fee a bit too much for something you already owned. Remember, I've paid about $20 a few years ago for this movie. I think a good fee for this type of service would be set at $1. But hey, what do I know? When you consider we've collected maybe between 50 to 100 DVDs over the years, to convert that at $2 each will work out to be a hefty sum to pay, as I've said, for something you already own. In addition to the fee, there's another factor to consider. There are only 8,000 titles in their database. So if the title is not there in their database, then you will not be able to scan the barcode to have access to that movie. But according to VUDU GM, Jeremy Verba, they are looking to expand this service to over 100,000 titles. Titles that are available at this time include more of the popular films and collector's items, like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, the Bourne series, as well as movies like Top Gun, The Godfather. Fans can also convert movies like The Hangover, Kung Fu Panda, The Lorax, and The Notebook. In the end, I think it all boils down to whether you want to hold on to the initial investment you've made over the years in growing your collection of movies on DVDs. If it means that much to you, then going with this option to get your movies available digitally would be a good way to keep this for a long time to come, without having the hassle, of course, of taking your DVDs every time you move, or risk having scratches and damages to your movies. This may seem a little pricey, but when you consider buying an HD movie on iTunes, it will cost you about $14. So at $7, that is the $2 fee as well as the $5 fee to convert from DVD to HD, you can have your movie available at half the cost. Starting in a few days, customers of Wells Fargo can withdraw their money by using a smartphone at any ATM in the US, so no more need for a card. This is a further sign that companies, especially banks, are moving away from brick and mortar locations and are going the digital route. I was speaking with someone from a local bank here in Canada, and he told me that they are looking to close more of their branches and have a push of moving customers to digital banking. This, of course, cuts costs and also gives the customers a more convenient and a safe way to transact business. Wells Fargo began earlier this year to pilot this program, and due to its success, it is now making this available to its 13,000 cash machines across the country. The way this works is customers on Wells Fargo's mobile banking app will be able to request an 8-digit code that they need to enter at the ATM, along with their PIN to withdraw their cash. So no card needed. The way Wells Fargo is positioning this is that they realize that security is at risk with cardless features. But with the two-step identification, it will help reduce the risk of fraud and prevent skimming techniques that criminals may employ to read and store data on cards inserted into ATMs. One thing to note though is that the 8-digit code can only be used once, so you will need to request a new code every time you want to make a cardless withdrawal. Looking at what to expect in the future, the bank plans to roll out an update later this year that will make this process much easier. When that feature arrives, you won't even have to request a code. You just have to tap your phone at the ATM reader to get your money. This, as you know, is not anything new when it comes to making payments at merchants today with our smartphones. But what is really exciting is to see that this is now available on ATMs. And since Wells Fargo has now decided to roll this out to all their ATMs, then I think it's just a matter of time before this becomes the norm. In 2010, more than 45 million couples globally were estimated to be infertile. This is about 15% of all couples worldwide, a staggering figure to say the least. Of these cases, men are estimated to be the cause of about half of the cases. The way infertility testing is done is normally through a lab, which can be a hassle to get to, even getting time off from work and setting up an appointment. But the real reason why men shy away from even considering an infertility test is the embarrassment and awkwardness that comes with it. A new app along with a smartphone attachment can evaluate a man's semen and determine his level of fertility with up to 98% accuracy. Sperm samples are inserted into the attachment and the app analyzes them. This new way of testing can be as easy as a home pregnancy test, according to some scientists. Still though, in the development stage, scientists are hoping to make this a reality within the next few years, making testing both easier and cheaper, and also avoiding the need for men to go to a clinic. Tests conducted on 350 semen samples from a fertility clinic to evaluate semen quality based on the World Health Organization's guidelines found that they were able to identify abnormal samples and to determine infertility with up to 98% accuracy. The team now plans to conduct further tests and file for FDA approval, which they believe will be granted shortly because of the simplicity of the device or the attachment. The hardware cost is just under $5, and the final product should be able to go to market at less than $50. This is a welcoming way for couples who are trying to get pregnant but are not getting to that point of conceiving. For men, removing that embarrassment of going to a public place to be tested is a great achievement. Now you and your partner can be the only people to know about your results. Well, that's it for this episode of WRLWND Radio. Thanks for joining me on this show. Until next week, this is Marcello Sukhdeo on behalf of the WRLWND team saying stay safe in the technology whirlwind.